offensive style. Orozco, the protagonist there, like I said, 2 goals, really showcasing his long-range capabilities on shot.
So the Sockers take the 1-0 lead. And now Empire trying to dig their way back into the zone. A lot of young players on this Strykers team just filling out the roster. So many guys 26 and under. Marco Fabian, the exception to that, the 35-year-old out of Guadalajara. Shot blocked by Serna, denying Perez on right wing. Reaching in, Emmanuel Aguirre trying to dig the ball out. Bond gets staggered, but the foul was called. Harold Hansen was hoping not. He was waiting for one to spring at the top of the key. Gontan. And the Sockers trying to work through this pressure that Empire is applying defensively. This time the Strykers get away with the ball. Israel Cisse takes it away. He's running backwards. Aguirre lost it, and all of a sudden it worked like they were trying to set up the San Diego offense. Sockers decide to settle it in. Our officials on the floor tonight are Brian Miller and Kelsey Harms. We thank them for their service, the 2 in green. Quintana, just his second. Oh my goodness, that's twice he's tripped on himself.
It's a brand new turf for everybody, especially Quintana, legitimately his first time on the brand new turf. It's a little thicker than he might be used to.
Yeah, I think so. Turf monsters got a bite. 2v1 coming into the zone. Mansoret with Aguirre. Mansoret tried to pass to the middle, and Ben Raymond read that pass as if it was a line in a coloring book. Under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Sockers with a 1-0 lead on Empire. Bebe Gonzalez, the brother of Juan Carlos Charlie Gonzalez. 2 were teammates here briefly in 2021-22. That was the last time that Jose played in the league. Juan Carlos, of course, has been a star in this league. Foul on Empire. But I'm just looking, the rookie Munir Alami, who's been so good for them, 14 goals, 23 points in 18 games, not here tonight. Andy Reyes, not here tonight, number 4 scorer on the team. Jorge De Leon, not here tonight. So a lot of firepower, as speaking of which, Drew Rugles fires one off of the corner walkway, bouncing harmlessly near a trash can outside the Paula Casino Starlight Club here at Frontwave Arena. That's a lot of missing firepower tonight for Empire. We'll see if they are able to overcome.
You mentioned all those rookies, those fresh legs. It's really what it takes to make this style of play successful. You need a crew of Energizer bunnies essentially out there to just be able to give everything on that field and move along with this style of play that if Orozco, as you see here, loses the ball in the position here, you're going to have to hustle back and try to defend and close in on those gaps of pressure to not allow the opposing team to score.
Well, more than even the keeper coming up, it's having 3 defenders in the attacking half. And here comes a 4th. Jumping up on the steal was Perez. Wheeling it down low. Wall pass. Perez trying to leave it up top for Fabian. Ball taken away by San Diego. Can they counter? Childs trying to get it in front for Costa, who's got the first goal. Gabi rolling in. Slide tackle of the ball. Well done by Justin Stinson. Stinson gets bumped off it by Childs, who then gets brought down, and the foul is called on the man known as the Stinger. Justin Stinson, leading goal scorer with 20 for Ontario. Delay of game on Leonardo Espinosa, one of those rookies who felt hard done by the situation.
That's where inexperience comes in, and the experience of, say, Drew Rugles and company. So much experience in the league and just in soccer in general. Veteran presence the Sockers have.
Gabi Costa's rookie year was with Empire. He was MASL Newcomer of the Year in 2022-23. This is his second year with San Diego. Another foul, very physical match, and Drew Rugles in our halftime interview, mini spoiler, said every time these 2 teams face one another, it can get pretty physical. It's the Southern California, you really want to call it a derby. I don't like using that British terminology for indoor. Here's Tavoy trying to yo-yo the ball back and forth, taken away by number 47, Antonio De La Torre. Now it's Cisse in hot water, battling his former teammate Costa. He knocks down Tavoy. De La Torre in front of the 2 penalty boxes. Ball live at midfield, 8:10 to play. First quarter, 1-0 San Diego. Sockers and Strykers. Strykers in 5th, Sockers in 3rd. Both these teams right now in playoff position. San Diego has clinched at least a playoff berth, along with Chihuahua and Kansas City, the top 3 teams in the table. But positioning, so much left to play for in the final 7 matches of the year. Pressure for San Diego. Can they get the steal? Bond had the pressure. Costa's trying to charge in the corner. So is Bond. Gets a touch. Costa gets a touch. Costa through the legs of a man. Goes down. Play on. Palmer gets it out of there. Costa comes over, and the foul is called.
Costa trying to look through some space. He saw a window of opportunity that closed very quickly. Very well done by the Strykers' defensive efforts there. And you see him do what he's done all season. Just be a little bit more physical, a little bit of a shove. Make sure that that pause is taken and the Sockers aren't taken on the counterattack.
Under 8 minutes in the quarter, so the next ball out of play or dead ball will be the officials' timeout, unless they decide to use Onoa Abasi's TO as their own. But I don't think they will. Not here on Galaza. They're kicking around the ball from Mitre, official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established in 1817. Mitre, one of the leading soccer brands worldwide, producing some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at Mitre, MITRE.com. Under 7 to go now. There's Orozco up in offensive midfield. That's the goalkeeper as 6th attacker strategy. Fabian fires it off of the wall out of play, and that will bring us to the officials' timeout. Solid defensive start for the San Diego Sockers. They grind out a goal from Gabby Costa and hold a 1-0 lead. We're back with more from Oceanside after this on Galaza.
Wind 6 miles, runway 26 straight, right on.
Hey, Sockers fans, did you know when the Sockers score 5 goals in tonight's game, kids go free, F-R-E-E, to Legoland, California. That's right, cheer loud and proud because your San Diego Sockers scoring big means a day of fun and adventure for the whole family at Legoland. So let's get those goals and make it happen, and let's go, Sockers Nation!
Green Drop offers a better alternative than the outdated compression sleeves and socks, truly providing long-lasting relief at an affordable price. Green Drop's recovery products are uniquely suited to help our athletes battle aching joints and muscles. Learn more or try it yourself. Go to greendropcompression.com. Coming out of the keeper's crease, Boris Pardo with the distribution here. 1-0 San Diego on a Gabriel Costa steal and goal coming at 3:34 unassisted. Ball bounced into the attacking area. Tavoy Morgan trying to run it down, just turned 30 on Saturday. Stolen, Hansen second touch in. Kick save by Pardo. Second try, Cisse shoots it into the crowd. Well, Christian Quintana has had, by any neutral's measure, a ragged start to this first quarter. Tony, essentially every time he's been on, he's allowed a breakaway.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's settled into this match at all, and he's found himself on the ground more often than not with his time on the field, so hopefully he can get it together here.
Hoping for a lot better going forward. Here's Walter Diaz, the Cubano, reaching in. Charlie Gonzalez takes it away in front of 2 people. Taken back by De La Torre into the corner, shooting just wide. Pardo keeping his crease clean. Bebe charging into the corner. Bouncing ball, 5 different players from 2 teams in there. It's going to roll out to the middle, and Leopoldo Hernandez will track it down. Another rookie in the lineup for the Strykers, just his 10th ever appearance. They call him Polo, 6-footer out of Tijuana. Where's the keeper? On the other wall, as Stinson comes dancing into the zone. Spins around with a triple team around him. It's just wild with some of these formations, Tony. You look at the back and there's 2 defenders, but there's no goalkeeper.
And you would think that naturally then any dispossession would equal a goal, but that's not the case. And that's where Strikers have been able to be successful with this philosophy where they are able to quell any sort of offense going the other way. They are able to maintain possession in important places in the field right there. Orozco, you know,
it's just
virtually
tucked on
as
the
a
wall.
midfielder.
Yeah, he's just tucked on the wall. He stays in the same place. He never really makes a run. He just stays on the wall to be a facilitator and outlet. It's unique and it's interesting to me. Perez. It's kind of like the one team in conference that plays all zone. You know what I'm saying? In a college basketball sense. Or the one knuckleballer in a rotation. The knuckleball is Empire's strategy. And you'd think a team with so much veteran savvy and skill as the Sockers would just kind of Oh! Steal. Childs, second chance. Orozco was very happy that his back is attached to his front. He got an inadvertent save there.
Unlucky for Craig as the big man Quintana gets muscled off the ball here by Fabian.
Leonardo Espinosa. Now Stinson. Oh, what a shot. Golazo. Justin Stinson into the upper V. Puts it top shelf where the Califino tequila just got displaced.
And a good effort here by Marquito Fabian, but then you see a laser shot through Boris's hands right there. Just a well-placed right through the laces of the foot, putting him through, and it's nothing for Pardo to do there. An excellent, excellent, excellent angled shot.
10:52, the time of that equalizing goal. Stinson's 21st from Leonardo Espinosa. All right, we got ourselves a match. And it's funny, Tony, because I'm waiting to see Orozco have a material impact on what's going on, make a key play, move, create a run. He's kind of a stationary target in terms of what he's doing on the wall, but this has just not been a particularly clean match so far on either side, I would say.
Yeah, both teams are still measuring each other and really taking the pulse and the tempo so far. This is also Empire's first time playing on the blue turf. They played here to a successful degree last time.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit more slower, have to think about the positioning of the foot.
Frustrating for head coach Phil Salvaggio, who I think maybe philosophically isn't super aligned with the Empire's strategy. Here comes Orozco creeping across the yellow line. Attacking chance for Stinson. Drops it for the middle. Aguirre couldn't handle. Taylor Bond does. Cesar Serna, defender, pushing forward. Stinson fell in front of him. Quick foul called on Stinger. Serna trying to send it in. Costa, little back heel flip. Now Orozco stays in his crease and catches it. One thing to keep in mind, because Orozco goes so far afield, he already has 4 blue cards and a yellow for Empire, so keep that in mind. Fabian, double team. Serna drops him from behind, and the two share a bit of a laugh on the floor, as I think Cesar got it on the chin a little bit there.
Yeah, just falling on, getting the worst of that there. But you mentioned Orozco and his booking situation. Anytime he loses the ball, it's desperation defending. So it's a high risk, like we said, but every time there's a chance, and, well, referee says nope, bring it back, trying to play a little bit of heads up.
Soccer's only had 4 players on the field. Keiko runs out of there. Did the officials do San Diego a favor there? I'm actually unsure of exactly what happened, but Kelsey Harms was asking for some help from the officials in the box. But regardless, Fabian gets the shot away, wide off of the goal wall, brought down by De La Torre. Keeps it alive to Marquito. The Chivas star turning. Fabian shooting, rolling it wide. Almost looked like the Drew Rugles self-Wallaskora attempt. Sockers got in to interfere with that. And now the press is back on for Empire. They're pretty relentless with this. High press, goalkeeper possession, looking to force steals and also to keep you out of your form. Fabian steals, sends it in. Palmer tried to get a redirection from Hansen, blocked away by San Diego at the last moment. Could have been 2-1. Raymond trying to come forward. Easily dispossessed by one of the league's best defenders, Robert Palmer, taken away. Raymond shoots, save Orozco, and he kicks it away from his seat. Palmer's under hot pressure. Orozco's pass was blocked. Headed by De La Torre forward. Hansen spun off by Quintana, who keeps his feet. And while Hansen is crying for a foul, play continues until the official whistles for the man's stoppage.
It seemed like Hansen was the one to make the tackle.
Cisse saying it was an elbow delivered to Hansen's throat.
No red challenge flag just yet. I don't think we're going to get one.
Each coach in the MASL has the opportunity to challenge a play once. If they get it right, they get their challenge flag back for a second attempt. If the game goes to overtime, they get an extra challenge in OT. Loose ball, midfield, taken away. Burst of speed here for number 18, Walter Diaz. The Cuban into the corner. Rookies playing hard, showing something for Empire in the early going. A muted Frontwave arena right now. Rainy Wednesday night here in San Diego County. Rain came right at the start of the commute in the afternoon, which surely depressed attendance this evening. Rugles heading a pass forward out of play. It'll be a restart for Empire.
Good read there. And again, speaking about this style of play, it does expend a lot of energy in the first 3 quarters. So what ends up happening is if you have a tight match going into the 4th, yeah, you still have that strategy of 6 attacker. But
Charlie with a quick steal. Held off well by Leopoldo Hernandez. Now Stinson heads it to himself. Lovely run. This one off the left shin. Controls right-footed and then shoots wide. Stinson's dangerous. He's an individual attacker. Rarely will he pass it off. Usually when he gets the ball, he's going to shoot. Only 8 assists this season. Orozco comes up and then sends it forward. Quintana knocked it down blind. Bond with a settle. Rugles back to Pardo for his one touch in possession. He holds it. He's under hot pressure from Perez. And guess what? Empire gets the steal in the zone. Taken away by the man with the assist on the first Strykers goal, Leonardo Espinosa. Here's Fabian. Go ahead.
We've seen Pardo try to handle with that ball to his feet a little bit more than we're used to here in the first quarter, and hopefully not to the detriment of the team with 9 seconds left.
Stinson just shoots it right into the belly of Boris. Closing seconds of the first corner, and this will be the rollout as Mendez actually takes the shot from the yellow line and hit the crossbar. It would not have counted because it was after the horn. 15 minutes complete from Oceanside. San Diego scored first. Empire found the answer. Second quarter run coming up next from Frontwave Arena on Golazo.
Ready for the Action Air Conditioning, Heating, and Solar Hot Shot Challenge. Pretty simple. All he has to do is put the ball on the Action Air target midfield. Dan, I got confidence in you, and I want you to get this because it is a brand new, complete air conditioning unit for your house just in time for summer. Sockers Nation, let's help him out. Give Dan a little bit of noise so he can cool off with Action Air Conditioning, Heating, and Solar Hot Shot Challenge. Whenever you're ready, Dan, here we go. Oh, Dan put some mustard on that. Dan, we got a swag bag for you. Thank you for getting down the Action Air Conditioning, Heating, and Solar. You can't say that you were short. You got way past it, but it's all good. Thanks for competing. Action Air Conditioning, Heating, and Solar Hot Shot Challenge. All right, San Diego Sockers family, time to get on your feet and make some noise. It's time for the Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill T-shirt toss. Oh, 103's live, 113 is getting ready for it. Come on. They want some love over here. They want some love over here. Can we give some love?
Don't forget to catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Bastiavansky and Phil Levanco are joined by special guests from across the league, recapping the weekend's action, discussing the hot topics. It's MASL Monday. Find it on Golazo and on YouTube's MASL TV. Craig, Tony, Melissa, our Moda broadcast crew with you from Frontwave Arena, Oceanside, North County, San Diego, California. It's the Sockers 1, the Strykers 1. Gabby Costa for San Diego, Justin Stinson for Empire, two familiar names on the score sheet. Sides will switch their direction of attack in the second quarter. Empire will move left to right across your screens, and San Diego will move right to left. The whistle sounds, and here we go, 15 more minutes before the half. And moving on up and making the change in net. Second quarter, Orozco out, Brandon Gomez in for the Strykers. Gomez, 11th appearance, third start, 2-2, 6.26 goals against. Save percentage is .627. Not at the number you want.
To be able to execute this strategy, you do need two goalkeepers that are pretty proficient with the ball at their feet, and that's something that it's a new level, a new gear of the goalkeeping profession, I guess, to be called.
Sebastian Mendez trying to get that deadly left foot open. Could not do it, and he's going to come off. Sebastian had a cold start to the year, and then he went red hot, and now he's back to cold again. Giveaway by Costa. Taken down by Espinosa. He has Leo on the back of his jersey, number 9. Bears a strong physical resemblance to Fabian. He's just a couple inches taller. Pardo, geez Louise, heavy pressure again. Costa with a nice little head and shoulder fake there. Then Childs gets taken out, and trying to slide tackle the ball was Costa, and somehow he got out of it. And the foul was called on De La Torre. Good individual effort.
Yeah, once again, Pardo getting himself into almost some hot water there. He's holding onto the ball a little bit too long, but one of these is going to get caught up. It's Childs.
Leonardo de Oliveira. He's had an injury-slowed season, only 10 points in the year, only 2 goals. Leo's the kind of guy that could pop for a hat trick at any time. Look at this slow pass. Raymond tried to get it. Mansoray read it better, had the hustle, and took it away. Didn't have an attacking angle because Raymond got into his hip. But now the Strykers regain possession and have the opportunity to get the strategy rolling once again. Sockers are pushing attack and sending a little bit more pressure here, maybe to try and keep them out of that 6-attacker move. But that allows them to get forward now with Harold Hansen. Hansen sends it back to Stinson. Stinson and Fabian have to be, I don't want to say the exclusive focus, but these are going to be the two guys who are going to take the shots tonight, by and large, for Empire. A lot of their secondary attacking players are not in tonight's lineup. So it's this weird, in baseball we call it stars and scrubs lineup. Not to say that anyone out there is a scrub, but just to understand, you got the twinkling lights at the top of the marquee, and then you got a lot of role players behind it for Empire tonight. And there's Brandon Gomez standing by the penalty box, seemingly not involved in the play. And if the Sockers steal, they get an empty net, but the foul is called. This is the one part of it I'm just saying as a fan of the sport that confuses me. Why is the keeper all the way up the field when he's not involved? Like, why is he just hanging out at the penalty box? It seems like it would be disastrous. But maybe, I guess, the strategy, the film, whatever, has shown that's the right place.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're defending this strategy, it's a matter of keeping a tab at least on one individual in a certain area. It's very easy to forget that he is there, and if strikers are the only ones that realize that that is an open avenue, it can potentially lead to a dangerous situation, as we've seen strikers take advantage of many times. Here's Leo.
Dancing between two, over to Rugles. Quintana had, again, a little indecision and then had to play it back to Pardo. And, well, the Empire is pouncing every time Quintana has a decision to make. Now Christian can come forward. Can he get a good shot away? Crossbar down. Holy cow. Yeah, he got a good shot away. And unlucky not to be on the board for the first time as a soccer. And then Quintana called for the foul.
Quintana right there lacing it through, setting himself up with a beautiful volley. And then on that exchange, getting called for the foul. But right here, all the space in the world. Ooh.
So close. So close. Good look from our Moda crew there, though, to see that it almost assuredly. Okay, they're going to actually go to take a look and make sure that that was not a goal. And I appreciate that from the officials, Brian Miller and Kelsey Harms, but that first replay made it look pretty convincing that it was not a goal.
Yeah, correct. The entire circumference of the ball has to cross the line. That blue line that separates the white on white fan club inside the box.
Well, we take another look. No, not even close. Watch for where the ball lands. I mean, literally not close. The review should be over right now, and it is still going to be 1-1, and we will move along. Good work for due diligence. That was a referee-initiated challenge. That was not a challenge flag from either team.
The call's confirmed, no goal.
Yeah, by about, honestly, a foot, at least.
I would hope that that would be called right the first time, and just want to make sure that they're extra right.
What makes it difficult, we love this beautiful new turf, but they did decide to paint the creases white, and the ball is white. Makes it pretty dicey for people to see it at pace and be convinced about where the ball landed, white on white.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple more years for that white to turn a little dirty and maybe have the ball pop if it continues to be white. Here's a shot against the wall.
Perez trying for the wall pass. Stinson will corral it on the opposite side for Empire. Now Fabian blocked in the front. Rugles was there right next to Espinosa. Looking for the counterattack here. Keiko Gontan dropped, foul. Free kick coming, San Diego from the right mid-wall.
Fabian tracking back with Keiko Gontan, a fellow traditionally outdoor player, seeing that he had the better of him, just decided to give him a little shove in the back, a little fist bump and pleasantries after. Nonetheless, a set piece for San Diego, who have been very successful this year.
Charlie. Oh, baby, it's a goal! Leo tried for magic. Tavoy was just the man with the brush in the pan to clean it up and sweep it into the net. And Tavoy's got the 2-1 lead for San Diego on his 21st of the year.
O Maestro Leonardo Oliveira taking flight, creating chaos, and looks like Morgan just right place, right time. Says, all right, here we go. I'll just a little tap in. You did the hard work, Leo. I'll just go ahead and take the credit right after. What a beautiful, beautiful play by the Sockers.
How fun was that? 3:58, time of goal. Tavoy's 21st and Leo's 9th assist of the year. I mean, I think it's fair to say Leo was trying to get his foot wrapped around that to shoot it at the corner, and he just didn't. But, oh, no, almost again, wrong way! Mansoret had a chance point blank and shot it wide. Nightmare fuel. First, Serna almost put it into his own net, and then the ball was dropped for Mansoret to shoot. Somehow still 2-1 San Diego.
And another sort of situation where you have the goalkeeper with the foot on his ball, the ball on his foot going into that last third. You don't really expect him to take the shot. It almost takes you by surprise when they do. And I can tell you, Orozco and Gomez both have a great location and educated feet to go ahead and just rip it through. So be careful with that, Sockers.
Here's Berto. Whoops. Fires it over the sidewall and rattling out of the stairs. 10:03 left in the quarter. Well, don't forget, if you're a Sockers fan or just a fan of the MASL, to tune in to San Diego Punto Football on YouTube every Tuesday at 6 p.m. for Sockers Overtime, your weekly look at the San Diego Sockers and the Major Arena Soccer League. It's hosted by Tony and myself. We usually go an hour to 90 minutes, regularly joined by Sockers guests live. Here's a shot across parallel of the goal line there by the Empire Strykers. Berto Palmer's got it. We're live at 6 p.m. Search for San Diego _FUTBOL on YouTube and hit subscribe today, not only to see Sockers Overtime every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, but also to see all the incredible work Tony, Alejandro Chiva Villaseñor, and Abraham Zepeda. Shot by Gomez, saved by Pardo. These guys are covering SDFC, the MLS club here, brand new in San Diego, better than any traditional broadcast outlet. So check it out, San Diego Punto Football, also the website. Headed over, Fabian really wanted to get his right foot around that one. Had dreams of absolutely ripping one, but he thought better of it.
Measuring it well. Thank you for those words. And let me tell you, San Diego is a soccer city. You get to see stars not only in the outdoor game, but in the indoor game as well. Like Marco Fabian, who's really taken to this league and this style of play. It's usually questioned, like, can the transition be made by outdoor players inside? And really, Marquito Fabian has found his space and his home.
Number 10, and a better save by Pardo. Great setup, better save. Try again. All the way into the mezzanine on the west side of Frontwave Arena. That was fun.
Yeah, you'd love to see that give and go, and in those short spaces, Fabian can get it done on target with both the left and the right. You never really know what angle he's going to go ahead and hit you with, as Pardo looking for Tavoy.
Knocked away by Emmanuel Aguirre. Well defended by the veteran Aguirre out of Guadalajara. Emmanuel was a soccer for a couple, 3 years. Late 2010s. Mitchell Cardenas, Mexico City, his birthplace city. Cisse found that ball blind, but just deflected it off the wall. Cardenas gets it back. Now he's trying to send Morgan into the corner. Tavoy, well trapped. Little fake with the right foot. Sends it to the top. Cisse was just holding off Leo there, playing the man and not the ball. Now Morgan. Tavoy's got his right thumb wrapped. Coming out today, Charlie Gonzalez has his left thumb wrapped. Don't know if that injury was taken in Tacoma on Saturday or in days subsequent, but a lot of guys with hand wraps for San Diego. Morgan battling Aguirre. High-speed pursuit down the wall. Got loose. Shot blocked off of Leo's toe by Quintana. Good positive contribution by Quintana. Gave it away. Did Cardenas. Ball in the middle. Poked out by the toe of Gontan. Playing fast and loose with La Pelota. The San Diego Sockers right now. Next ball out of play will be a timeout.
The Sockers need to get that ball out of that area and clear it a little bit earlier. Yeah, you can go ahead and play out of it, but with this high pressure, Empire is going to go ahead and get lucky, or really read the play very well and get a goal scored on you and tie this once again.
I've watched a lot of Ontario Fury Empire Strykers soccer, Tony. This Strikers side is organized in a level that I haven't seen, honestly, pretty much in franchise history. It's not been a historically well-coached team, and they're well coached right now. This is going to be a battle, I'm telling you. You found a good one, folks, if you randomly tripped on us here on a Wednesday night on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Sockers 2, Strikers 1. More after this.
Attention fans, our friends at Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill have a special offer just for you. When the Sockers win tonight, you'll get $5 off your purchase at Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill after the game. Head over for great food, cold drinks, and celebrate the victory with a sweet deal. Remember, the offer is good for tonight only. Let's cheer on the Sockers and score big at Junkyard Sports Bar and Grill.
Last week was the Major Arena Soccer League trade deadline, and with every team trying to position to get back here to Oceanside for the playoffs, Sockers made a move, picking up Christian Quintana from the Dallas Sidekicks for future cash considerations. 8-year MASL veteran, played with Chihuahua last season, was acquired at last year's trade deadline, and played very well in the playoffs and picked up a ring. 9 blocks in the playoffs. He does lead the league with fouls this season, so a physical defender, 6'2". Sockers have added a lot of size to that back line with Christian Quintana. Bit of a shaky beginning for Quintana here at home, but he's getting his feet underneath him. 2-1 Sockers leading the Strikers now second quarter, 6:18 to go. Almost the steal, Mendez. Over to Charlie. He's got his eyes up as Gomez retreats to net. That's the absolute key to this, Tony. It's if you lose possession, you're immediately pressing to get it back, not allowing a player to look up at the empty net. I think that's really what makes this passable. You know what I mean? Like, it's not viable unless every time you give up the ball, you are insta-pressing to get it back.
Yeah, and on the other side, if you're the offense, it does take a second to look up and realize, wait, there is no goalkeeper there, but that instant of uncertainty as watch out.
Oh, what a play! From the aerial distribution to the smooth header, it's Leonardo Espinosa. 4th goal in 6 MASL matches and an equalizer.
Yeah, this ball just floats into the box. He's absolutely alone, nobody marking him. Doesn't even look like he had a lot of contact, but it's enough to give a change-up feel for Boris Pardo. He can usually stop shots 10 times with more power than that, but hey, that's enough to tie this up 2-2.
What a beautiful pass by Berto Palmer, putting it on the head of Espinosa.
Now Tavoy Morgan tripping on himself, and now it's gonna no
Back.
foul.
Costa. Slide tackle of the ball right there. Denied the shot. Well done by Mustafa Guy. Momo with the big play. Sockers trying to spread the floor. Boy, that's what you want to do. You want to spread them out. Don't let them get in and press you and double team you. Keep that ball moving side to side.
We haven't seen a lot of speed from the Sockers on offense and in transition so far. You know they're capable of it, but will they be successful and really just pass the ball around and tire the legs out of Empire on defense? Force them into a defensive mistake.
Right. Cardenas back to Pardo. This is his one touch. Here comes the pressure. Finds Charlie in the middle. Now he's got the outlet. It's Quintana. Christian Quintana coming in. Firing to the middle. Deflected out by 2 different strikers. Then Quintana commits another league-leading foul. 4:28 to go. Okay, so you've got the constant pressure. You've got the goalkeeper becoming a 6th outlet, getting lost in the flow. Here's Gutierrez crashing in on a steal attempt from Perez. Comes out to Gontan. Under pressure, 2 men around him, shoots, and it's just a simple roller onto Brandon Gomez. Overall, they're kind of muddying up the midfield, Empire. Slowing the match down. Gontan. Wall pass to the middle. Knocked down, but Berto didn't have it out. Now the shot! And from his seat, Palmer makes another block. Hansen dispossessed on his surge. Rolling and flopping is a striker. That's Stinson who's down, gripping. He doesn't even wear shin guards, so he probably got kicked in the shin. Shocker. And here comes Serna. 3:35, 2-2 tie. can't help but be impressed with Onua Obasi and what he is doing, revolutionizing the sport in some small ways. The first-year head coach of the Strykers, was a longtime player for Baltimore before that, known as a silky, possessing defender with a great shot. Wonderful crossover as well. Tall, lanky, intelligent, and locked in. Onua Obasi making waves in the MASL. 3 minutes to play. Coming up at halftime, bring you an interview we recorded before the match with Drew Rugles, defender of the San Diego Sockers, plus MASL in 5, and then first half highlights. I think the Sockers are in a little bit of trouble tonight.
Yeah, and until proven otherwise, this style of play can get criticized as much as they want, but nobody's really found the key to diffuse this strategy by Obasi and his men.
Yeah, if you think that this is something that's like, oh, well, it's so bad, it's so this, it's so that, it's so effective is what I would say. And they've won 4 in a row. They beat Milwaukee. They beat Baltimore. Ruggles, Childs could not control it. You need to be perfect in those moments when the space opens up against this strategy. And one loose ball gives them the chance to recapture. Floated up for Hansen. Harold Hansen is going to walk it back. Now Leopoldo Hernandez got pushed back to his zone. Leo finds a steal at midfield. Again, wondering if there was an open net. He just shoots it down the middle. And the strategy takes players out of their instinctive play and makes them do something thoughtful, and that extra half second of thought often gives Empire the edge they need to get the ball back. And now Strykers find a loose ball out of offensive midfield on a ball that clattered off of a shin. Aguirre can hold. 1:35 to play before halftime. Really curious to hear what Phil Salvaggio has to say in a minute. Fabian sprung himself loose and shot it wide of net. Mendez dug it out. Poor pass from Gutierrez forced the play negatively. And that has left the Sockers in a negative space. Now Cardenas gets it positive, sending Ruggles down the left wall. Ruggles' third touch, tries to cut to the inside and gets shoved off by Stinson. No harm, no foul, no blood, no ambulance. Play on. Stinson goes the other way. Carves one, looking for Leo. Back heel, or outside of the right foot shot by Fabian, I should say. That goes off the O in Olympus movement performance on the dasher. Charlie give and go move. A little stop and go. Now trying to feed in Ruggles. Here's Drew. Ruggles looking for the lead. He did it. Drew Ruggles. Silky. Sucio. Un poco. Y delante los Sockers. 3-2.
A double hesitation move by two players. You see Ruggles really thinking about the exact time he's going to unload this not powerful shot, but well-placed shot to the bottom left of the net. Well done by Drew Ruggles. And again, Chadley also making sure that that play moves forward with his hesitant move. Patience sometimes is the best strategy in these situations. You have Empire who's playing 1,000 miles an hour. Just got to slow it down a little bit, play some simple ball, and tic-tac it inside the net.
If they can hold on the rest of the magic minute, the Sockers are going to take the lead into the locker room. On the 7th goal of the season for Drew Ruggles and the team-leading 17th assist for Charlie Gonzalez. And back-to-back games with a goal for Drew. Is there more Sockers magic in the final 30? Gutierrez tried to step out! Double skipper. Gomez has it easy on two baby bouncies. He'll roll it out to Gonzalez. Berto with 20 seconds. Robert Palmer. This one will hop over the fence and go back to San Diego with 15 on the clock. Pardo needs to make himself an outlet here. Or at least somebody does. Cardenas. Now Pardo. Kept the ball pushing, but it's Palmer trying to chip the universe. Just missed about 6 feet wide. 5 seconds. Cardenas is going to muck it up in the corner, and that's going to bring an end to the first half of play. A lovely goal at the end by Drew Ruggles from Charlie Gonzalez gives San Diego a 3-2 lead, but many questions to be asked, Tony, in the San Diego locker room as once again Empire has proven to be a pesky opponent with a very difficult strategy to overcome.
Absolutely. The sustainability is always going to be a question for this high-octane offense and different style that Empire proposes. But so far, if you're Empire, you're keeping the Strikers to, keeping the Sockers to a 3-2 lead, you got to be feeling good about yourself and really manifest a little bit more offense on your side. But it's not a bad result going into half for the Empire Strykers.
First half shots are 11-7 in favor of San Diego. Gabriel Costa got it started at 3:34 of the first quarter. Justin Stinson answered at 10:52 for Empire. Morgan and Rugles in the second, sandwiching Espinosa. And now Phil Salvaggio downstairs with Melissa May.
Coach, you've brought in veteran defender Christian Quintana. He's playing in his second game. What are you hoping he brings to the team?
Big body. He's a very big body, and he's a big defender, and that's what we're needing, and he's doing a good job.
How do you feel like he's settling into the soccer style of play?
Yeah, he's fitting right in. A little hard on this turf. He's got to get used to, running around on this turf, so that's a big difference.
Good takeaways from the first half so far.
We're winning 3-2.
Short and sweet, Coach. Thanks. Craig, Tony, back to you.
Phil's available for weddings, bar mitzvahs, and the second set on Saturday nights at the Comedy Club. We're back with MASL halftime and my conversation with Drew Rugles next on Golazo. Halftime here inside Frontwave Arena. Craig Elston joined by defender Drew Rugles. Drew, it's always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk about how things have been going lately for the San Diego Sockers. Really been a team, I feel like, that's just been getting stronger and stronger as the season's gone along. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'd like to think that that was kind of the plan all along. You know, there's a certain point in the season you want to feel like you're hitting on all cylinders, and I think we're getting close to that point, so we're feeling good.
Looking at that Tacoma match, the Stars always give you guys a game. It's always competitive. It's going to kind of come down to the end. How did you feel things turned out?
Good, you're spot on. They're always a tough team to face, and, their record doesn't always speak to what they're capable of, but we're fortunate that we come out of there, usually on the good side of things, and, it's always a team effort, and it's always going to be a game that's, one that's a little more physical on the schedule, and we know that. And so we try to focus on, playing our game and doing the things that we want to and not letting that, really dictate how we play. And so we've been pretty successful at that against them lately, and the scores have shown that.
Now, in that match, you had maybe my favorite goal of the entire year, a self-Wallace scorer as you come in across the yellow line, passing the ball to yourself. I'm just curious, is that instinct? Obviously, you're not running in going, I'm going to do this thing, but is it a matter of spotting a defender or spotting an opportunity? How do you decide to make that play?
Yeah, the guys who know me and have played with me know that that's something I've been trying to pull off for a while. It hasn't seemed to work out, but yeah, I mean, you kind of see the space, and in that moment, you either do it or you don't. And Tavoy pulled the defender away and created that space. And like I said, it's something I kind of been trying to do for a while. So when I saw the opportunity again, everything just kind of lined up perfectly, and was able to finish it off pretty nice. So it felt good, and yeah, a pretty decent goal.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Now, looking ahead, you guys have a huge road trip coming up. You got St. Louis, you've got Kansas City and Chihuahua back-to-back, and you know that yourself, KC, Chihuahua, those are the three teams really fighting for that top spot in the table. Understanding we're at halftime of Empire, all focus on Strykers, but what are your thoughts on the challenge ahead?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a challenge. Like you said, we face, those tough teams, and those are teams that we're going to see in a final or, in a late playoff run. So it's something that we've kind of, had in the back of our head, moving forward and as we get closer to those games. But it's hard to look that far into the future. You can't overlook any team in this league. And like you said, Empire's the focus tonight. And, I think that, like I said, we kind of have them in the back of our mind always. But yeah, game by game. And then we'll be ready for them when we get there.
And, of course, the playoffs coming up in early April, and the Sockers are going to be there, too. That means this man will be here, Drew Rugles. Drew, thanks as always for the time.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
When we come back, MASL in 5, first half highlights, third quarter kickoff, all still ahead. Halftime here. Shoot! He scores! Shoot! He scores!
What's going on, everyone? This is the MASL in 5. I've got to get you caught up on everything that's gone down in the league over the past week in just 5 minutes. Let's go.
Reggett as your target forwards and 2 defensive runners.
Oh, there's Reggett! How did he do that?
The Kansas City Comets are flying high this season, and a big reason as to why is the play of superstar forward Zach Rugles. He enters this weekend with 14 goals in just 15 games, despite playing injured for most of the season.
And first day of preseason, I suffered a pretty bad ankle sprain, and that put me back a lot of steps. I'm just happy. I'm feeling more 100%. Probably this coming weekend will probably be the first weekend I'll feel 100%. So, I'm excited to personally get rolling maybe a little bit more, but I'm so happy with where, personally my season's been at and how it correlates with the team's success.
Zach was the 2018-2019 MASL Rookie of the Year, playing at that time with the St. Louis Ambush. That came after a successful college career at Trinity International University. But despite his quick success in the MASL, Rugles found the transition to the indoor game to be challenging.
The biggest thing for me was learning how to use the boards quickly. I think that's offensively and defensively, right? A lot of these teams, like if you can score a goal, it's great, but if you're also showing up on the defensive film session, that's probably not a good thing as a target. So it's more just learning the bounces and just learning the correct movements. If you can learn a couple of those basics, it just becomes so much smoother transition.
Rugles to the right side. Score! That's a hat trick.
The main thing is the boards, and for me, I'm not the fastest player, right? So I use the boards a lot in regards to passing and moves off the board. So I think I got the learning curve a lot quicker than others. But I mean, it was a headache for sure. I mean, if you're proactive about it and trying to learn, it's super stressful. But man, once it clicks, it's like that, So
Whatever it might be, Zach is definitely in the zone now. He's one of the league's best. Last season, he shared the Golden Boot Award with Marco Fabian after tallying 35 goals. No question, he's loving the indoor game and playing in Kansas City, which he can't say enough about.
We're averaging, I think it's like 5,000 fans, and it's just a complete sports town. And for me, like, it's the dream. As a kid, you kind of feel like you kind of fulfilled your dream a little bit, right? You didn't dream about playing indoor, but now it's like, and with where our league is going, there's going to be kids that actually do probably dream to play indoor because of how successful the league is moving.
Zach has also represented his country, playing on the United States national futsal team. But right now, he's laser focused on helping the Comets win the ultimate prize after falling just short in the final last year.
That we're really working hard over here, and we're trying to get over that hump. Losing a final sucks, and we like to say we got a bunch of dogs over here, and we're just trying to manifest that as a group and take it day by day and stay healthy.
Zach Rugles.
Zach Rugles!
Okay, some huge trade news from last weekend. Frank Taiyu, the league's all-time points leader, has been traded from St. Louis to Milwaukee in exchange for defender Robert Williamson and cash. A true blockbuster deal. And Moises Gonzalez, who just entered the MASL's 300-point club, has been dealt to the Chihuahua Savage. Talk about the rich getting richer. Gonzalez has put up 11 points so far this season. Wow. Okay, our Green Drop Players of the Week. In goal, Chris Toth from Tacoma. Defensively, it's Chad Vandergriff once again. And offensively, once again, Marco Fabian from the Empire Strykers. Let's start with Marco. Another incredible season. 7 points in 2 Strikers wins last week. 3 goals and 4 assists for Marco. Defender Chad Vandergriff picks up the award once again. He had 1 goal for KC in 2 wins, and more importantly, had 9 blocks for the boys in red. And in goal, Chris Toth, just a monster between the posts for Tacoma last week. 17 saves, 17 of them in 2 Stars wins as they are pushing for a playoff berth. And of course, all throughout the MASL season, you can stay up to date on everything that's going down in the league by checking out its official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
excitement, and non-stop action. Join us Friday, March 22nd for Hispanic Heritage Night. As we celebrate the rich traditions of our community, the party kicks off at 5 p.m. in the plaza with a live wrestling show, lowriders, and dancers. Then, inside the arena, enjoy the sounds of mariachi as we gear up for kickoff at 7 p.m. Don't miss this incredible night of football and festivity. Get your tickets now and let's make Frontwave Arena electric.
Start of the third quarter is about to take place. 3-2 Sockers lead the Empire Strykers on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Let's show you what happened in the first half of this Major Arena Soccer League contest. Sockers got the steal and goal from Gabriel Costa in the first quarter at 3:34. Did it all himself for 1-1. Then a nice setup. Justin Stinson made a meal of it with an absolute blast for his 21st of the year. It was 1-1 after 2 quarters. Sockers got one back on the corner kick. Leo putting it back into the front. Great save by Boris Pardo along the way, but then this beautiful pass by Robert Palmer to the head of Leonardo Espinosa to put it to 2-2. Sockers do get the lead late. Drew Rugles at 14-14 from Charlie Gonzalez, getting that left foot loose for his 7th of the year, and that's where we stand. First half shots 11-7 in favor of San Diego. Sockers are in blue and yellow. They're going left to right in this third quarter. Empire in white and black with purple numbers on the back of those black jerseys. They're going to go right to left. Brandon Gomez has departed. Brian Orozco is back in net for Empire. They alternate quarter by quarter, the keepers of the Strykers.
Sockers have got to get creative on offense. Had to resort to the aerial tactics of Leo and Gabi taking a shot where he normally would pass it. But other than that, oh, here's a chance.
Missed touch by Serna. And then with the man getting dragged down, that's going to be a blue card. Absolutely. Absolutely it will. Drawn by Leonardo Espinosa. But it was the errant touch by Serna. Without intention at all, he sent in the Empire player on attack, and then he got pulled down from behind, jersey pull and everything. And this is going to be a Strikers power play to try and tie the match.
Yeah, Charlie had no choice but to foul in that situation. He had it lined up.
Empire calling for a shootout in the mostly quiet Frontwave arena. You can hear the bench crying out. Question, though, would be if Serna was still in between the run of play. I think that was the estimation of Brian Miller on that call. But now the first man advantage of the game is ready to begin. We didn't have any power plays in the first half, Tony.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a super power play situation. Orozco is out.
And an immediate tie. A spill in front. The super power play was on, and the extra man was the newcomer. Walter Diaz has his first ever MASL point, and we're tied at 3.
Yeah, just taking a quick shot right there. Boris saves the first effort, but falling backwards and still maintaining composure and balance enough to just kick the ball through Boris, who was falling, and that means that Charlie Gonzalez rejoins the Sockers here.
Well, that was about the quickest power play you'll ever see.
Very efficient by Empire. Quintana putting that body to use.
Morgan stepping to his left foot, a little bit too far out in front, taken away by Momo Guy. Back the other way is Hansen for Empire. Looking for the lead. Hansen's shot partially blocked by Charlie into the corner. Costa then gets shoved down, and the foul is called. So a power play and an instant conversion by the Strykers. And we're tied 3-3. And how about going ahead and pulling the keeper and just going straight 6v4 super power play? Pretty cool for Empire. A team that came in 9th in the league, 7 for 25 on power play goals. Here's Leo from Costa, the two Brazilians working together. Leo thought he was tripped. Play on. Strykers have the ball coming out of the zone. Stop and go, Alan Perez. Put it to the middle. Hernandez has it now. Leopoldo Hernandez, wide open man, coming in, 1v1, shot wide off the wall. That was Perez. He was alone with Pardo and did not put it on frame. He's got to be disappointed with his result.
Yeah, Pardo coming off his line very well there. And
flying
here's a chance.
steal, Stinson took it away from Bond, crashing in. The stinger, tiptoeing. Cuts it back to Leo Espinosa. Empire's like, you've got a Leo, we've got a Leo. Stinson. There was an assist on that Diaz goal. They just have not awarded it yet. We certainly, there it is, Robert Palmer. I don't think it was Palmer, but I don't even think it was Palmer at all, to be honest with you. I think that was an incorrect assessment, and hopefully Gunnar Burnt down in Inland Empire will review the tape later and submit to Pete Richmeyer in the league. Here's a sidewall pass to Leo Espinosa, who has been an impressive player in this match for Empire.
Yeah, so far, as this ball almost travels to the line and restarting Empire here, but Strykers really impressive and getting some momentum now to control possession, control the game, and the Sockers, while they're being patient, waiting for the mistake, it's just not happening. And when there is a mistake, Sockers in San Diego not being able to capitalize on anything so far. It's a tight matchup. And again, you wouldn't think with this style of play for Empire that we'd have a 3-3 match in the third quarter.
That's the beauty of the indoor game. Every small edge can be immediately turned to advantage. Like this, Stinson spinning, setting up. Fabian! Shot blocked by Serna right in front of him. And now Serna and Leo fighting for the ball, and Leonardo de Oliveira gets tripped. And here, reaching into her card pocket was Kelsey Harms. And there it is, blue card is out on Empire. The official next to the play signaled nothing. Brian Miller, Kelsey Harms across the floor, made the call.
Yeah, Kelsey had the visual from across the field from behind Leo where he was actually fouled from, so good eye there. But this is now an opportunity for Sockers to get that power play goal back, regain the lead.
Okay, well, who's going to go in the box for the Strykers? Is anybody in the box? Can't see the player that's down there. Nonetheless, this power play began with 11:15 to go in the third. It'll count either to 9:15 or to a Sockers goal, which could untie a 3-3 match. San Diego, the #1 power play in the MASL, 50%. 9 for 18. Here's Costa. Down to Leo in the corner. Leo charging in, trying to feed it through another point-blank Morgan deflection. This one knocked away. Dribbles out of play and back to San Diego. Minute 29 on the man advantage. Empire defending the power play, not good. They've allowed they have only stopped 16 of 27, 65%, 9th in the 12-team league. So this is 1-9 in terms of ranking. See if San Diego takes advantage and breaks this 3-3 tie. Big moment in the third quarter. Leo. And the 14-3 Sockers against the 10-8-1 Strykers, who have won 4 in a row. Costa! Oh, what a shot! Que golazo brasileño! Costa's got a brace. Sockers got a lead. 4-3, your score.
Another laser by Gabriel Costa right there. The swerve, the technique. Impossible for Orozco to get to that. But again, another situation where typically Costa lays it off and lives another day with the pass. Not this time, giving him enough space, and he has that confidence. Second goal, get himself a brace. The Brazilian brace by Gabigol.
At 4:44, Costa picks up his 8th of the season. Izagiri, left footer, deflected, and it went off the post. Oh, almost unlucky for San Diego. Deflection that Pardo was helpless to, but by inches it stayed out of the net. Serna, pressured by Mansoray, who's had a steal already tonight. He's got another. Here he comes. Just wide. Mansoray can't believe it. He's been 1v1 with Pardo twice. And he's 0 for 2. We've got a yellow card out. Cesar Serna for being overly chippy.
Yeah, was requesting a foul in that situation in dispossession. But Empire just being very physical with that high press and catching Sockers on the back foot and not prepared to get so physical in those situations. And that's going to cost Serna some time in the penalty box.
Cesar Serna with a yellow card, which is a dead ball infraction, has to sit 5 minutes and then can only be released at the next dead ball. A penalty that sometimes I've seen stretch to 8, 9, 10 minutes if the ball just stays in play and doesn't go out like this one just did over the low wall. So both teams with a power play goal in the third quarter after a penalty-free first half. It was Espinosa, by the way, that was the man in the box for Empire on that power play. Now we got 2 men down. Trainers coming out. Morgan saying he took one to the chops. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it looks like Morgan committed a foul, but in that action, getting a hand to the face on accident.
Yeah, no intention there as the players went for a tumble. Oh, Phil throws a challenge flag. This is just burning the flag, essentially. From what we saw, there's nothing there that indicates a penalty or anything more than a foul on Tavoy.
Yeah, exactly. And really, it's no fault of the player for falling in a natural way and not really have any sort of body control there. Yeah, it might have been contact, but no intention whatsoever. We'll see here.
San Diego is challenging for a potential blue card for contact above the shoulders.
Okay, so it's MASL video review. Each team gets 1. If you get it right, you get your challenge flag back. The challenge by Phil Salvaggio is suggesting contact above the shoulder, which is an automatic blue card when it happens.
It seems like there is a hand that's outstretched.
Okay, maybe. Aguirre's left. We're watching Aguirre's left arm and elbow. Better close. Well, don't watch over there. Watch over here. Here we go. Did it get up? Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil, I take it all back.
Yeah.
Now that we get a look at this field angle replay, our up top replay didn't look like that at all. But the field angle replay gives us maybe yes. But is it definitive? Here's the other. On that angle, I don't see it. But down low, I think I do.
Yeah, clearly they felt the presence of Morgan right behind him and wanting to shield the ball right there.
Yeah, right at that exact moment is where it looks like there might be able to face contact. Certainly no intention on the part of Emmanuel Aguirre. He's just, throwing his arm out in an attempt to balance himself. Right. Well,
The arm does extend. and I
It
think
does.
That's
it does.
the argument there.
That's the thing. He first has it out, and then does that elbow get him? This is a tough call, I think, for Brian Miller and Kelsey Harms. And, you know, controversial calls are always discussed on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review, with Phil Levanco and MASL head of officials, Ryan Sigich. Catch it every Friday on MASL TV on YouTube. This one might be on there, but it's honestly, this is more a matter of visual interpretation. Do you see an elbow strike Tavoy?
I can see this
Here's
being
the
called
call.
both ways. But here we go.
Man, me too.
After review, the call on the field is changed to a foul on 17 from Empire. However, the contact did not rise to reckless, therefore it is not a card.
Okay, so what happens is both sides win in this sense. This was a successful challenge because the call was originally a foul on Tavoy Morgan and it's changed to a foul on Emmanuel Aguirre. So Phil Salvaggio does get his challenge back. However, not a blue card, inadvertent contact, therefore no power play for San Diego.
Still a good challenge I would give Phil on that one. You know, you still get the ball back in possession.
Might as well give it a roll. Now, once we saw the field level review, good job, Phil. Good job. Real time, didn't think so. First review, didn't think so. Low angle, thought so. Cardenas sending in Morgan. Tavoy's got a goal tonight on a deflection. Drew Rugles has a goal tonight. And Gabriel Costa has 2 for San Diego. Second is the go-ahead goal, 4-3. Here comes Cardenas coming forward. Pardo sent him into the corner, and this one a good touch by Orozco as the ball heads wide. Charlie's got it back for San Diego. To Cardenas. He's frisky. Wallace score a try. Got past Morgan. Racing out is Diaz. Diaz looks spry. Taken away by Mendez. Tugs on the back of Superman's cape there. And then Mendez gave it away to Stinson.
Yeah, Mendez looking for an outlet there. Didn't look up to see that he was absolutely alone there. Going to take that pause and look behind him and reset the play. Here's Empire.
Hansen to the middle. Goal! Alan Perez spotted by Hansen. Got past Bond. Put it up top. We're knotted at 4.
Yeah, good play here and just loading that top of the box and being fortunate that this ball reaches and gets controlled in the midsection almost. And it just lays it through Boris Pardo. Tie game again. Speaking about this style of play, it's cagey, it's new, it's nuanced, but effective. 4-4. 8:30 left in the third quarter. You're the Sockers. You need to get some offense of your own at this point. Stop worrying about how to defend this as Boris almost loses it. Quintana
gets it over to Raymond. Alan Perez with his 8th goal of the season at 6:22 of the third, and we're tied 4-4. What a match on a Wednesday night. Glad you stumbled into us this evening. Leo Espinosa and the Strikers probing, looking for a 5th straight win, looking to hand San Diego their first ever loss on their home turf at Frontwave Arena, a turf that's changed colors over the course of the season. Foul called is going to be a free kick for Empire, and San Diego put in a defensive posture deep in their zone.
And you see Orozco also sneaking into the set piece.
He could be the open man here. Orozco, the keeper, is wide open. If Palmer spots him. The dummy instead to Fabian. His shot blocked by Raymond, the man in the middle for San Diego. Stinson gets it back. Palmer tries to put it to the middle. Raymond got a touch on that one, and then Costa rolls a man over, and a foul is called on Gabby. Stinson drew that foul well.
Yeah, Stinson falling and losing possession almost as here we go.
Quick! Stinson and too quick in Miller's estimation.
Yeah, Stinson.
Why isn't that a delay?
Let's see what the conversation is here, but very well done by Stinson to get his body in there, knowing that he was probably going to lose possession. Just try to draw the foul, and that's exactly what we have here, a set piece in a dangerous spot.
Fabian. That's not it. Aguirre's try, a simple catch off the wall for Pardo. Here's that strong right arm of Boris, right to the leg of Ben Raymond. Leonardo de Oliveira now, who has an assist, 2 assists tonight. He was given the helper on Costa's power play goal. Here's Gabi on a hat trick this evening. Morgan tips it down. Costa's got it. Double team greets him. Gabi gets right through it, and then it gets pulled down, and it's a foul in the corner. Yanked down by the shoulder there was Costa. Free kick San Diego, and here should come the veteran wonder, Craig Childs, along with Charlie Gonzalez. Drew Rugles out there on this set piece as well.
Couple of good left feet ready to shoot and pounce on it. Here's Craig.
Childs shot high off the glass in play. Missed kick out by Diaz. Rugles kept it in for a moment. It crept over the low wall, and that is out of bounds, and that takes us to the officials' timeout. And what a fascinating third quarter this has been. Empire with a pair of goals. Alan Perez, the equalizer. It's 4-4, and we're back with more on Golazo.
I love that.
Soccer's 4, Strykers 4, 2 playoff-bound teams in all likelihood. The playoffs will be right here at Frontwave Arena, a unique new format in the 11th year of the MASL. 8 teams, 3 days, single elimination, quarter and semifinals. Day 1, Friday, April 4th, 1v8, 2v7. Day 2, April 5th, 3v6, 4v5. Winners advance to Sunday's semifinal matches. Tickets available at frontwavearena.com. Single day passes. Morgan for the lead. Wallace Scora. Christian Gutierrez. Very well done in tight space. He found his mate Tavoy, who hops on the wall to celebrate the 5th goal and a 5-4 lead.
Very well done here by Gutierrez. He reads that ball off the wall and glass incredibly well. Chests it up to himself to make sure that he has enough space to hit that ball and give that pass off the glass. And Tavoy, another perfectly placed striker goal. It's that striker instinct. You got to have the nose for goal, right place, right time. And Tavoy Morgan is the best in the league at doing that.
At 8:13, the go-ahead goal for Tavoy is 22nd. Gutierrez, key to that. The ball was a little bit up high, and Tavoy not only went up for it, but left-footed. A right-footer by nature, but he can shoot both ways, and that was really well done.
We're starting to see these classic soccer names be more involved as the game continues, and you love to see that. A lot of new blood, but as well as soccer's clásicos.
Here's a 2v1 for a moment. Stinson held off by Quintana. Well done. Now gets around him, just rattles it to the top of the crease. Charlie Gonzalez there to take it away for a moment. Mendez is in hot water. He's double teamed along the wall. Ball spits out to Bond. He's going to fire it hard to Pardo, who punts it down the middle. Ruggles tried to use the dreadlocks to head it away. Instead, Hernandez brought it down for Empire to Stinson. 5:41 to go in the third. This is going to one-hop just wide of the crease. Pardo just has to kick it into the corner. Hansen trying to dig it out. He does. He's got it. Mendez crashes in to dispossess. Ball spins out of play. It goes back to Empire. Boris Pardo beside himself on the decision by Brian Miller.
It's going to be a simple clearance there that does have some contact and draws a foul enough to put the set piece on Fabian's foot.
Put to the middle. Ruggles knocked it away. Fabian gets it back. Double team, pinched off the ball. Play on. Charlie. Ruggles, chance to break. Mendez is wide. He's got it. Sebastian Mendez tipped it through Stinson, who took it away. Couldn't get a shot away on that. Hansen, the other way. The count trips on himself. Turf monster. Rum, rum, rum.
And yeah, sometimes it's just that millimeter extra of length on this new turf that trips up the players who are trying to move forward in a natural way, the way that they know how to just glide over.
Orozco brought the ball to midfield and then went to his designated spot. You get in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner, but Brian Orozco gets put in the corner. He's waiting. De La Torre to Palmer. The Erzat sixth attacker is on. Bebe down low. Leo Espinosa. De La Torre. There's Orozco. Had trouble handling it for a moment. He has to be sure-footed, otherwise it's potential disaster. Bebe kept it alive. De La Torre. Can the Strikers turn this into something? Fabian's lurking. Espinosa's lurking up top. Leo Espinosa has added a lot of attack to this Strikers side. First time we've seen this new player.
Seems to really understand exactly where he needs to be and has the creativity to make something happen on his own as well.
Leo de Oliveira. De La Torre tried to get to the right foot. Blocked. Raymond thought it was knocked down and handled by a handball. Play continues. 3:45. Leo blocks it. Can he chip from long range? Well, he can, but very well wide. And the ball takes a pool cue carom over to the near wall. And that would be a scratch if it was pool.
And you see that open net, and it's just anybody who salivates at the potential, just long-range effort, but then you lose a little bit of control, a little bit of direction in that, slight hesitation. Let me tell you, it's... Oh, no.
We have a man down, Leo in the box. Pardo is barking at him. Leo's holding his face as if Pardo hit him. Obasi would have to a challenge for this. Onoa's got his arms folded in front of him on his chest. And Pardo kind of shrugging and pointing at his right elbow. What? Says, you ran into my elbow, dude.
Yeah. Chest trying to beat up.
Well, the foul was called on Empire. It was called on the man who went down, Leo.
Great look here.
Gabe, Cardenas. Oh, so it's Cardenas, not Pardo. Well, that's interesting. Well, here he comes. Ball don't lie. Nope, it lied. Over into the corner. I was going to give Leo all the credit if he scored right there. Palmer. Stinson. Strikers looking for another equalizer. They've tied it at 1, 2, 3, 4. Can they do it at 5? 4 different leads. This is the 5th lead for the Sockers. The 6th attacker scenario is now in full effect. Orozco parked in front of the Sockers ticket dasher board. FrontwaveArena.com.
Yeah, and he does have that consideration. You see Chatterley just keeping an eye on him over on his left.
But meanwhile, everything's run on the strong side of the offense, kind of like an NFL formation. We'll send you out wide and 2 tight ends on this side. Gonzalez keeps it moving to Palmer, 2:10. This has been about 2+ minutes of straight possession for the Strikers.
It's like into a wildcat formation.
Raymond got his head on it. Charlie brought it down in a crowd. As Orozco retreats, Cardenas plays his outlet. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gabby Costa with 2 beautiful goals. Does he want to let one fly again? The first 2 shots, you've got room to shoot all night, Gabby. This one blocked by Mansoray. His 3rd creative steal tonight. Charlie blocked by Mansoray. What a hard worker, Abdul Mansoray. Out of bounds, leading us to the media timeout. Or not. No, out of bounds, leading us to nothing. Thought I heard the long whistle of a timeout.
Yeah, just to give credit to Empire once again, the fitness level needed to maintain this style of play has to be on point.
Keiko crashing it down, ran through the crease, couldn't get a shot away, well guarded by Momo Guy.
Slippery ball. Keiko tried to control that with the chest.
Ooh, through the legs of Mansoray. You got to be careful with this guy. He's sticky. Berto gets a steal. Charlie's riding the shoulder of him. Then a pinball by Childs wins it back. Craig's had very little to do tonight based on the strategy. Strategy just takes a player like Craig Childs right out of the game because it's all about midfield possession. Very, very interesting.
Soccer's unable to really find the solution to this problem, and Strykers will definitely take it as they can. Less than a minute left in the third quarter. If Strykers can tie this up, it's going to set up for a very exciting fourth quarter.
Marquito. Hernandez forced backwards toward his empty net. 6th attacker is out here. Leo's got the steal, and he's got the goal, and for the first time tonight, the strategy finds the trapdoor backwards. As Stinson came wandering out, Leo steals it, says, you can't see me, but you can see this goal. First 2-goal lead of the night, Tony, 6-4.
Yeah, slight hesitation once again. Leo taking his time, realizing that he has that empty net, some defenders on him. Given this strategy an attitude adjustment of his own. And that hand signal, typical of John Cena. Now he's the heel against Empire.
2 Magic Minute goals for San Diego in their last 2 quarters. 14-14 of the second, 14-39 of the third. And Leo's got a 3-point night. Turning, spinning, shot attempt. Pardo had to kick it out. And defensive clearance on San Diego gives Empire the first top-of-the-arc free kick of the night. With 9.8 left, this is a great chance to pull one back.
Yeah, set-piece situation where you have 2 really good target shooters with Stinson and Marco Fabian. See how Empire decides to take the situation. And once again, there you go, goalkeeper all the way up. Let's go.
Orozco's the one up, no 6 attacker. Will Orozco take it? Palmer, fake it, roll it, save! Diaz took the shot. Save made by Pardo's paws. And as Orozco punts it high in the air, the quarter's going to come to an end. What a third quarter it was. 5 goals scored. Empire tied it twice, but then San Diego gets back-to-back to take a 2-goal lead. Tavoy Morgan, Leonardo de Oliveira. 15 minutes remain. What will the Strykers do in response? Stay tuned and find out on Golazo.
The rollover money plus this money, $459 on the line in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toss those Frisbees in this barrel or this barrel. It doesn't matter which one. Just have your Frisbee land in one of them and you're going to be taking home some cash. $459 on the line. Oop. Close. Overhand, underhand, behind the back. Oh, do we get one? Oh, we got one so far. It looks like a yellow Frisbee, number 401. Is that going to be our lone winner? The suspense is killing me. If you've got a Frisbee in your hand, you got to toss it now. Ooh, I almost caught that one. Keep in mind, friends, we've got $459 on the line. Bounce it in. crumple it up. That's got some air time on it. Come on now, friends. Oh, that one looked good. We've still got one winner right now. They might be taking home all the cash. Keep in mind, we've only got 3 more home games of the season, so you gotta make every Frisbee toss count. 10 seconds, my friend. 10, 9, if you got a Frisbee, you gotta toss it now, it won't count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.5, 0. Here we go. 401.
MASLsoccer.com, your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, leaderboards, highlights, and more. Check it out. And for Soccers information, go to sdsoccers.com. For Soccers tickets, go to frontwavearena.com. And we were talking about the playoffs earlier, Tony. They're coming April 4th, 5th, 6th. Frontwavearena.com, once again, is that site. Quarterfinal matches on Friday and Saturday. 1 afternoon, 1 night game for each. Single day passes are now available. 1 ticket gets you entry into both matches. No exit and re-entry situation, which is always such a pain. So figure it out. You can also get a whole weekend pass at a discount. New prices coming out on Friday. So maybe wait for that. And then frontwavearena.com. Lock up and load up on those tickets. Let's fill up Frontwave Arena for what should be a momentous 3 days of soccer. Tony, you and I will be here. Really can't wait to chronicle it all.
Yeah, and I mean, you can sit next to some of the biggest stars in MASL who, you know, because of this format, may probably be in the seats themselves, scouting. Instead of watching film, they can see the real game time of potential opponents as the playoffs roll on. So, really exciting format, really exciting time here at Frontwave Arena. Can't wait to welcome everybody to Oceanside, California, La Casa de los Soccers de San Diego.
Third quarter shots were 7-4 in favor of Empire. Game shot total is 15-14 in favor of San Diego. Soccers got the last 2 in the third quarter for 6-4. Strykers alternate keepers again. Brandon Gomez in, Brian Orozco out. Boris Pardo, 7 of 11 on saves through 3 quarters. Orozco, 4 for 7. Gomez, 3 out of 5. Added up, they've combined for 7 of 12. And here we go with the 4th and potentially final quarter of this one. Soccers leading by 2, trying to go to 10-0 at Frontwave Arena. And as the Strykers trail, expect to see that keeper up even faster and maybe even getting involved more. But there's Gomez on that right wall. And you can basically see the whiteboard come to life out here in terms of Onua Obasi's positioning. Stinson has the left wall. Put the playmakers on the left side, put the keeper on the right. Fabian down the middle. Gomez dances even deeper. Fabian tries to play the middle. Serna blocked it away. Christian Gutierrez trying to chip the net and missed all the way out of play. Two-hand grab by a fan in the stands and quickly put back into action.
And if you look at the stat sheet of this match, you wouldn't think that these two teams are playing a diametrically different style of play. It's been a tight one with 14 shots by Empire to Soccers 11. It's really been a clash of philosophies here, and the Soccers really haven't been able to implement their style of play. They've been fortunate in pouncing on mistakes by Empire, but to say that they're dictating the pace of this match, I wouldn't think so. They're just waiting for Empire to go ahead and self-destruct in a lot of different ways. But
that's right. That's exactly right. Now, how about this? All the way down into the attacking zone is Gomez. And the question an average viewer would ask is why? Why is he kind of wandering about? And that's the funny thing about this. It's not that the goalkeeper is holding the ball like a Paolo Nascimento or maybe a Chris Toth you might think would do, or a Danny Waltman in his heyday. He's just kind of there. And honestly, he's not being marked. very, very interesting.
Yeah, just create enough of a distraction, just smoke and mirrors us. Here he
Now
is.
he gets the ball. All right, back to Palmer. Every pass has to be precise because one mistake can be shot like this. Bond's got it. Little patience. Raymond finds Gutierrez. Now retreating is Gomez, but first getting there in time, a Strykers player to take it away.
And when either of the goalkeepers track back, it's not like they're looking at the ball ever. They're just on a full sprint back to their box as fast as possible. And even then, it's still unable to mostly land a shot on target in those situations. So I can see why it can be a pesky thing to try to defend and really figure out. In theory, it should be easy.
It's almost like he's over there calling signals. In the middle, Fabian finding Hernandez down low. Great save, second chance goal. Leo Espinosa has made a mark on this match with 2 goals and an assist, and his second makes it a 1-goal match.
And this play coming over through the left side where everything was being telegraphed that the play should be overloaded to the right. Soccer's really getting their eyes off of that chance there, and really fantastic work by Empire to really read that situation well. Good stop by Pardo initially, but unable to stop the second one. Here's
Morgan being raced in off the wall. Gontan a step behind the defender. Morgan steals it, and that one hit the back wall through the mezzanine, wide of the insurance or the merchandise stand, and didn't even hit the stamp and repeat. A magical shot, high and wide.
Yeah, trying to toe poke it through the goalkeeper into the net, but a little bit too much elevation on that. Put those shoulders down, Tavoy.
What a fun. Oh, here's a great pass forward. Abdul Mansoure turns, the save is made, and Pardo hangs on.
Important to hang on to that one. And Empire Striker coming in to try to clean that up.
Trying to find Childs, bumped from behind by Aguirre. And it's right back to the Strykers on the foul call. Empire, the boa constrictor of the MASL, just squeezing the life out of you slowly. We got a yellow card shown to the Soccer's bench for dissent.
It seems like that was actually just an action of Childs, I believe, shoving one of the Empire Strikers on his way to the bench.
Oh, here's the call.
Yellow card, San Diego, delaying the restart.
Okay, so it's a bench yellow.
Okay.
Somebody has to go. You've got to go. Well, and Childs says, why me? To be honest, Childs is barely a functionary in this game. Unless there's a set piece or a power play in the next 5 minutes, he's not needed. I'm telling you. I hope I'm not like beating a dead horse here for the indoor soccer fans around the country and the world, but this is just an extremely different style. Styles make fights in the old boxing parlance, and a very different strategy as a result. You've got to be intellectually, if nothing else, impressed with what Empire is putting together. And to me, Obasi has got Coach of the Year votes coming his way. I think he's going to get one from me based on what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, just that thought process, outside the box thinking to really throw a goalkeeper in that position. As you see once again, this is where the offense lives for Empire. Just invite the pressure as well and start to pounce here.
Foul on Charlie. Cooking it up. Extras De La Torre on the floor. He'll get back up and get a sportsmanship tap from Gonzalez. Gomez, the keeper, creeping up and up the wall into the zone near the glass as the ball is handled in defensive midfield by 2 center backs for the Strykers.
For a second, Cardenas has to check in.
10:33 to go. Time ticking. And Empire holding. Hansen's the man in the middle now. Gomez has retreated to offensive midfield, but he's dancing forward again.
Here we go.
This is Leopoldo Hernandez. 25-year-old Tijuanan. Empire comes into the night tied with Milwaukee with 30 points. A win would push them into a tie for 4th with Baltimore. The Sockers come in with 39 points, 2 behind Kansas City, both teams on 17 matches. A win for San Diego would get them to 42. They would only be 4 behind Chihuahua with 2 matches in hand. So everything's still in flux. First place is very much available for any one of 3 teams easily. Teams 4th and below would need some help.
Yeah, every game is important from here on out. Every point is crucial. And for the Sockers, they need to go ahead and feel comfortable about this lead, which they are definitely not.
Sockers' energy being sapped. Hopefully they will take some strength from the musical artistic stylings of Pulitzer Prize winner Kendrick Lamar, whose Squabble Up is currently playing inside Frontwave Arena. Not much of a squabble. This is much more of a chess match here. Tactical, precise. And when we talk about praise for Obasi, it goes beyond just a strategy on a whiteboard, Tony. It's the conditioning of these players. It's their connected nature. And it's the fact that there's so much pressure on every pass in this circumstance. You can't be loose. You've got to be precise. Everything's got to be organized. 6th attacker is on. Gomez is done dallying about. He's out, and Alan Perez is wearing the orange 6th attacker jersey. So now no keeper and 6 field players.
And as Empire just cruises this ball and really just passes it around, you have to really start to think that this is reserving energy, where usually an Empire would have to go ahead and start playing lights out and expanding a lot of energy. They're only 1 goal down, so they can take as much time as they want here in the 4th quarter to really think about this.
These soccer players can't get off the floor. In a game of quick changes, there's no changes. 8 minutes to play. Next ball out of bounds will be the final official's timeout of the match. Palmer coming forward. Even to rescue a point would be gigantic for Empire tonight. Never mind 2. Stinson dancing forward, just get bowled over by Gontan. And it'll be an easy foul to call. Palmer's gesticulating wildly like a madman. I have no idea what, but he does.
Seems like there was complaints about the ball being kicked back to Pardo just to waste some time, but.
Now where's the yellow, I guess. Here, back to Palmer and Fabian. And the slow squeeze continues for the Strykers.
The only time the Sockers really had a chance to dispossess Strikers, had to resort to foul.
There's the steal. Here it comes. Mendez blocked by the head. The head of Hernandez. Serna's got it. Leo, Serna, dancing back Perez, down low. Serna! His first of the year from Mendez in the corner. 7-5. San Diego breaks the pressure.
And that is the second time in this match that Empire enters a true 6th attacker situation that they give up a goal. The Sockers being patient while the goalkeeper is in that role, but then they pounce and they reserve some of their energy to dispossess in a great spot.
Cesar Serna, who had 13 goals last year, gets his first goal in match 18. But it's good for a 2-goal lead. Can Empire answer? We'll find out next on Golazo.
For soccer fans, it's time to unleash a giant leap for fandom. Introducing MASL Indoor Soccer Fantasy Football. Build your dream team, invite your friends, and create your own draft league, all for free. Draft and trade players and win bragging rights as your team dominates the league. With MASL iFootball, you're not just a fan, you're part of the action. Go to MASL iFootball to sign up, get started, and play.
I've just seen how far the organizations have come, all the hard work of the players and the team before. This generation that laid the foundation to have this beautiful place for the guys to play in.
And absolutely, in your storied 9-year career, it really ended. It was almost like the idyllic movie. We'll talk about the famous bicycle kick at Del Mar Arena And to end your career with a hat trick, and the last time you put on that San Diego Sockers jersey, how much of you misses it and wishes you could be out there with the guys? How much of it can you take back and say, I appreciate the way it ended?
Oh, it was a great finish, obviously long career, and ended with a couple hat tricks was a great way to go out. But definitely miss it for sure.
And the only thing better than the hat trick and your time as a San Diego Sockers, your beautiful family with you right here at Frontwave Arena. Go Sockers, go! Give it up one more time, Anthony Medina.
Three of the tensest days in the history of the MASL coming up. April 4, 5, 6, 8 teams, single elimination. 6 matches to get from 8 to 2. It's the Ron Newman Cup playoffs coming exclusively to Frontwave Arena. Get your tickets at frontwavearena.com. Single day and 3-day weekend passes available Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What a weekend it'll be. All the action on Golazo and MASL TV.
Exciting time for the MASL and Frontwave Arena. Beautiful venue here. It's going to get showcased as Empire tries to showcase some offense here, but dispossessed immediately.
Gomez is back in net, which only means something when the Sockers are on attack. Under 7 to play. This is something we've rarely seen, which is just Empire being forced to scramble. Serna jumping up on a midfield steal attempt from Mansoray. Mansoray walls him off. Fabian has it. Stepped through Serna's steal attempt. Now De La Torre coming forward. Costa rides him into the corner. De La Torre falls and a foul is called, and it's a free kick for the Strikers.
Credit to the Strikers as well, because it does create a situation with this style that you're not over-reliant on 2 players like Stinson and Fabian. As here's a chance.
Palmer out. Stinson missed off the hand of Mansoray, completely missed by the officials. And Empire continues. Sure looked to me like that was the inside of the right wrist of Mansoray. Here's Fabian. Toe poke shot blocked by Costa. Mansoray heads it. Skipping shot blocked down by Pardo. Boris throws a fastball to Costa at midfield. We've seen the arcing throws. That was a low strike, Zoltan Toth style. Sexy. Serna. Charlie leaves it for Cesar. After having no goals in 17, is he hungry for 2? I'm sure he is. He's open to the can. Now he wants another bite. But Morgan says, goals are my thing, bro. Here he comes on the right foot, just wide. Almost hit the official, Kelsey, in the corner. Costa's got it back. He's got 2 goals. Morgan's got 2 goals. Charlie leaving it in the middle for one of the 2. Split the difference. Aguirre got it. Now Stinson. This is the best run for San Diego almost all match in terms of having the ball on their foot instead of Empire's.
Yeah, for most of the match, San Diego's have to be reactive to whatever Empire does. But they've been very successful in their proactivity whenever they have the windows to do that.
The important Espinosa is up top right now, calling for the ball for Empire. Number 9 has 2 goals and an assist in the Sockers' first look at him this season, or ever. He's a rookie in the league. Gomez trying to feed him. Chested down, well trapped by Espinosa. Espinosa screaming that there was something, foul, I guess. Love the big demonstrations. Stinson rolls it into the corner. Espinosa accepts. 4:36 and a 2-goal match. Here comes Gomez forward. Now all of a sudden that pressure possession slow squeeze becomes a problem for Onua Abasi. You can't just bleed out the next 4 minutes and look for a goal. You got to get 2. That means you need 1 fast. Will they go back to 6 attackers? As Tony astutely noted, each of the 2 times they've done it, they've conceded. However, with the keeper out there, it seemed to work perfectly for whatever reason. Bond blocked by Aguirre. Costa tried to pick it back. Stinson takes it away. Stinson staggers and holds, turns and shoots, blocked by Pardo. Rebound down, Perez spins it back to Stinson, who turns around to block and ward the ball away from Costa, and Costa fouls him again. Gabby racking up the fouls tonight. You get no more than 5. A sixth fouls you out. And here comes Fabian now wearing the 6th attacker kit. And for the 3rd time, Empire goes empty, and then Fabian wastes the chance with a high pop fly punt into the Cutwater Lounge.
Yeah, got his eye off the ball. Fabian takes a slight bounce before getting contacted by him, and that's exactly why it ends in the, how many rows is there here in Frontwave Arena? I haven't really had the time to count.
Well, while Tony counts, I'll note that Gomez is back in to the net for Empire. Keiko Gontan and the Sockers with it, and under 4 minutes to play now. Palmer trying to rescue for the Strykers. Diaz has it. Raymond pressures. So does Leo. Can the Sockers wedge this ball out? Big possession. It does come out to Cardenas. Over the head of the leaping Morgan. And now into the arms of Gomez. Will he call timeout? Only has 4 seconds. Gomez used it all. Strong arm forward. Hansen traps, controls for the moment. Lifts it over his head to Perez. Here comes Alan Perez off the wall. Trying to bring it back. Raymond's got it instead for San Diego. Soft tap out. Knocked down by Hernandez. Leopoldo Hernandez. Polo over to De La Torre. Loose in the corner for a moment. Gutierrez, the king of fourth quarter late goals. Knocked down. Polo again. Over to Hansen. Back to Polo. Knocked away. There he is. Christian Gutierrez trying to leave it for Leo. Foul called. Holding on the Strykers. Gomez has to come racing back into net. The time equation starting to favor San Diego strongly, as long as they can keep the ball out of their net. Leo and Morgan. Possession is golden for San Diego right now. Serna, a little room along the penalty box wall. Turns back. Finds Quintana on the opposite side. Quintana well to get rid of it quickly. Mendez taken away from behind. Diaz dropped. Obasi will challenge, and why wouldn't you at this point with 2:23 left? Obasi wants a blue card, and he's challenging, saying that that was either contact to the back of Diaz's head or tripping. And we have, for the second time tonight, Tony, MASL video review.
Yeah, Bossy right in front of that action right there. You saw his player get sandwiched in between Mendez and
Empire is challenging for a potential blue card.
So we'll see what the referees decide was the bigger of the contact, essentially. You see right here, just
Mendez tripped him from behind. I don't know if he, a little bit of a push into the back, not into the head. I think as Diaz fell, his head may have collided with Quintana. Well, Quintana's left arm is extended a little bit. Certainly a hard contact play. Is it a blue card? Which part of that would be a blue card?
Say the one that initiated the momentum forward was
the
foul right
the clean
there.
The take out of the right leg. I mean, it'd certainly be a yellow card outdoors. I mean, guaranteed. But is it a blue? Is it denying a scoring chance? No.
No, have Quintana right there who's going to cut that lane anyways. Be unfortunate. Like, that's just a foul magnet if Quintana gets called on this.
Yeah. Okay, now we're watching Quintana's arm. I think that's a slap on the chest, and then Diaz's back of his head hits the ground. And that's where he is holding his head, is because watch as Diaz falls right here. Bang. Ouch. Yeah. Concussion protocol.
Yeah, maybe carpet, but
here's the call.
Still hurts.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. That is a reckless foul and a blue card on number 13 from San Diego. 2 minutes.
Reckless foul on Mendez, and it is a blue card, and Obasi's gambit works. And now a sliver of light appears through yon window. Can the Strykers, who converted their first power play in a matter of instants, can they do it here, draw it back to one, and put all the nervous feelings into the San Diego bench. Mendez will sit. Power play begins with 2:23 remaining. It'll count to either 23 seconds or to a Strykers goal. Palmer has taken the sixth attacker away from Fabian. Now it's Stinson off the wall. Raymond knocks it down. Cardenas scoops it out. Palmer guards at center circle. It's a must-score power play for Empire to have a look at this game. Palmer shovels it down low. Stinson puts the middle, and it's off Gutierrez. It's in the net, and there's that goal. It's an own goal for San Diego. Stinson will be credited with his brace, and just like that, again, in seconds, Empire converts. A normally solid power play unit is 0 for 2 tonight in terms of the PK for San Diego, and it is 7-6.
There was absolutely nothing for Stinson at the end of that play. There was 3 Sockers defenders inside the box, and very fortunate for Empire to have this be an own goal, and equally as unfortunate for San Diego. But this, again, now turns this match into a one-goal situation with 1:56 left. The Sockers, should they try a little bit more offensive or then try to be the defensive team? But it's going to end with a cardiac situation maybe here. Chatterley goes down.
Chance for the equalizer now. Anytime Empire gets the ball back. 1:37. What a match we've got for you tonight. On Galazzo, 7-6. These 2 playoff aspirants. Trying to knock it down as Diaz. Put to the middle again. Diaz blocked away by Morgan. Morgan denied an equalizing goal there with only a second block of the entire season. And it came at a critical time. And now a foul is called on Empire in the corner, and there's 78 seconds left in the match.
Just a frantic style defending there by the Sockers, really trying to put out the fire any way they can, throwing water, smacking it with fire blankets, anything.
Pardo in trouble. Oh, almost gave it away to the very gifted Mansoret. He has been exceptional at dispossession tonight. One of the most impressive games I've seen the Strykers franchise play since the Tayu Gonzalez finals team in the COVID season. Taken away at midfield, Alan Perez. Magic minute, minute 60. It's live, 45 left in it. Can Empire find an equalizer and send it to extra in overtime? Palmer, 6th attacker comes out. Serna knocks it down. Leo's got a touch, but he's bracketed. Can't turn and shoot. Leo puts it off the wall, sliding tackle to the ball, Perez. It's back to Fabian. Serna's got it, finding Gutierrez. Gutierrez puts it into empty space. There's 22 seconds left. Palmer can only blindly feed it into the San Diego zone. 17 seconds. Rugles couldn't get around the man. Leo Espinosa brings it down with a hat trick tonight, with 2 goals tonight. Looking for a hat trick. 10 seconds. Can anyone get a shot away? We've got a whistle. We got a foul. We got a free kick for Empire. Leo in the ear of Charlie. This is a timeout as Empire gets one more look at this game tonight, Tony, right after this timeout.
Talk about being physical to the last moment here. Getting cornered and just finding a way to get in a position to get fouled and stop the clock. This is the best case scenario if you're Empire. Having a chance to think about it. See what Obasi is able to draw for this play on the whiteboard. More than likely a situation in the super power play with an extra player on offense for Empire. So they'll have at least one look on goal to try to tie this match.
Don't forget the MASL playoffs are coming to Frontwave Arena April 4th, 5th, 6th. April 4th, 1v8, 2v7. April 5th, 3v6, 4v5. The winners meet April 6th. You can get tickets at frontwavearena.com. Double-header action, 3 straight days where one team is eliminated each and every match. If you love TST, if you love those knockouts, that's the kind of excitement that you're going to get in the MASL Ron Newman Cup playoffs. Every game is going to be turned up to 11.
Every second will matter there, and the excitement for that's going to be heightened for sure. It's lose a game, go home. Sometimes go home, and that's going to be a long trip back for some of these teams coming in San Diego.
Yeah. Imagine if a broadcaster came, how much longer it would be. All right, this is it right here. What will the attempt be? Fabian is the man up high, the sixth attacker in the middle. Will the ball go to him? It will. It's stolen. It's Serna. It's Serna to win this game for San Diego. He puts it to the corner and it won't matter. It's all done. Full time. Cesar Serna. He scored the 7th goal, the game winner. He makes the steal off Fabian to end this match. And the Sockers go to 10-0 at home, Tony. But it was a battle every step of the way.
Yeah, Cardenas jumping on that ball. Poorly executed set piece by Empire. And again, very patient on defense the entire game, the San Diego Sockers. And who else but a defensive leader like Cesar Cerda to score not only the game winner, but take the ball away and end this game in that way. What a great performance on defense by the Sockers. And again, giving credit to Empire and this style of play. They make this league better by really thinking outside of the box and revolutionizing the way to think about fútbol rápido, indoor sport.
Empire outshot San Diego in the fourth quarter 7-2. Outscored them 2-1. But 7 is enough tonight for San Diego as the Sockers improve to 15-3. They do pick up all 3 points. They do get to 42. They move into second place. They will face Kansas City Sunday, after taking on St. Louis on Friday. And then next Friday, the Friday to follow, the 14th, the Sockers will be in Chihuahua to take on the back-to-back defending champion, Chihuahua Savage. So top of the table, still very much a possibility for any of 3 teams, but a huge win for San Diego tonight. Gabi Costa, Leonardo de Oliveira, Los Brasileños, alongside Melissa May.
Leo, 3 assists and a goal for you tonight. How are you able to almost anticipate your teammates' movements?
Como é que você consegue antecipar o movimento dos caras? Porque você fez 3 assistências. Não, pô, é treino, né, cara? Treinamos todo dia para isso, viemos treinando toda semana justamente para jogar contra o Ontario, o sistema dele, então facilita o nosso lado. He's saying we've been working really hard in training, so it was just easier. We've been working to play that system, so he felt it was easier to find his teammates.
And Gabi, 2 goals for you tonight. Obviously, the Strikers play a very unique style of play. Their goalie plays high as almost a 6th attacker. How did you have to adjust your game to be so successful tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working it all week, like Leo said, so it's just training every day, and at the end of the day, the game just came out our way, so just happy to take the win.
And you're 10-0, still at home, undefeated. How does that make you feel?
Very happy. Obviously, we're very happy. Thank you for the crowd for showing up, so we're gonna keep going. Let's go.
Craig and Tony, back to you.
Perfectly done. Thank you, Leo. Let's go. We go to break. That's where we're going. We're going to break. But we're back with second half highlights after this. Stay right there. It was an electric one tonight. Sockers hang on 7-6. Wrap up next on Golazo.
Hey, Sockers fans, don't forget your San Diego Clippers are back in action tomorrow night right here at Frontwave Arena for a 7 p.m. tip-off versus the Motor City Cruise. Lots of moving parts with your San Diego Clippers. You can see so many of the players currently playing in the NBA. So catch the next rising star beginning tomorrow right here at Frontwave Arena, 7 p.m. with your San Diego Clippers.
Back with you from Frontwave Arena post-game coverage. A quick wrap-up here for you on the CBS Sports Golazo Network of what turned out to be a wildly entertaining and competitive match. 7-6 San Diego. It was 3-2 Sockers at halftime. An early power play and an even quicker conversion on the deflection in for 3-3. Sockers get it back. Gabby Costa, what a rip into the upper left corner. And then, just as quickly, Empire answered on a ball through the middle. Alan Perez putting it in for 4-4. Beautiful Wallace score. Gutierrez serving it off the glass. Morgan wrong-footed up in the air. Made it look like he's a natural left footer. That gave the Sockers a 5-4 lead. And then Leo with a huge steal and score for 6-4. But the match not over as Leo Espinosa would keep at it for a second chance goal. His second of the night and 6-5. Wallace scored a Serna for 7-5. From Seb Mendez. Justin Stinson's power play goal wrapped up the scoring. Boy, so much action. 7-6. San Diego gets the victory tonight. So once again, the Sockers 15-3, 42 points. Empire falls to 10-9-1, stays on 30 points, but frankly in outstanding shape to make the tournament. And honestly, unless you're shooting for number 1 or number 2, it doesn't really matter where you lay in the tournament. It's going to be single elim no matter what, Tony, and it's going to be on this blue turf no matter what.
Exactly, and the more they get used to this brand new turf, the more Empire is going to be an interesting and tricky team to play in those playoffs. And if I'm a team that's facing the Empire Strykers in playoffs, I really have to start looking at some film and try to figure this offense out to make sure that you don't get surprised, because let me tell you, Empire have found something special with this way of playing.
As we look ahead, the Sockers embark upon a 3-match road trip and potentially a bumpy road. We'll see if they can turn it into smooth sailing. But Friday, the Sockers will be at the St. Louis Ambush. They've only won one time ever at the Family Arena, and that was an overtime win earlier this season. Sunday, on to Cable Dahmer Arena and the Kansas City Comets, who are dominant at home. The league's top attendance. They have really throttled the Sockers the last 3 times that San Diego's got at Kansas City. Kind of blown them out in the fourth quarter. Made it look a little ugly. So that's a huge one for both teams, because I will note, Friday, while the Sockers are playing at St. Louis, Kansas City plays at Chihuahua. Massive, massive result for the end-of-season table. And then looking ahead a week beyond, Friday, March 14th, Sockers at Savage. San Diego won the first 6 times they went down there. They haven't won since. Another place where you can be savaged. You can be brutalized at the tiny, tiny Corner Sport Arena, maybe 60% overall floor size to what we have here in San Diego. And then, when the Sockers return home, our next broadcast on CBS Golazo Network, the Sockers and the Empire Strykers once again. Saturday, March 22nd at 7:05 p.m. Now, that night happens to also be San Diego Wave FC's home and season home opener, and I'm the PA announcer for San Diego Wave FC. So I do thank Sean Bowers, Mary Beth Hughes, Phil Salvaggio, the Frontwave Arena crew. When I told them about that, they said, "Hey, listen, it's the home opener. We get it. Head on out." So, Tony, I'll be turning the play-by-play headset over to you, and we will be welcoming in Sockers legend Brian Farber, and he will be next to you for the color commentary. I'm a little bit jealous.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have Farber next to me. and really get his take on this style of play by Empire and see a player's perspective as it's happening.
Oh, couldn't agree more.
That's going to be
He'll
really
know, right?
interesting.
He'll be like, no, they should have passed there. He's going to have it down to he'll have it broken down for you. So really, really looking forward to that, friends. That is, of course, a couple weeks down the road. Saturday, March 22nd, the Sockers and the Strykers. Okay, that's going to do it for tonight's broadcast. But it wouldn't have happened if not for the able work of our Emoda broadcast crew, including producers Chris Karcher and Terry Parrish, our broadcast producer Sean Pettit, Dan Patton, our technical director James Allen, our AV tech. Director of photography is Andy Kemper. Air One camera operator Lewis Cooper. Our camera op is Jim O'Donnell. Audio engineers Spencer White and Matthew Sparrow. Replay operator Kelly Hyatt. Larry Patton, our graphics operator. Utilities Andrew Karcher and Paul Gugliatti. For Melissa May and Tony Sanchez, I'm Craig Elston. Thanks so much for spending a part of your Wednesday night with us. Final score, 7-6. Sockers outlast the very game Empire Strykers. We'll see you in a couple weeks as the Sockers hit the road. Until then, so long from Oceanside.